I don't want children exposed to this. I want them to be protected and in a bubble, but that's not how it is in this country.
Cleo Patricic is co-founder of Save Austin Now and the mother of a 9-year-old. She says if House Bill 1147 passes into law, it could help save lives during a mass casualty event.
We need to be prepared for mass shooting. They are happening, and in my opinion, frequently in this country.
Democratic San Antonio State Representative Barbara Gervin Hawkins authored the legislature, which would allow third graders and older to be trained to oversee bleeding stations and give aid to those in need during an emergency. The stations would contain supplies such as chest seals, compression bandages, and tourniquets.
For tornado watch, they prepare children for a casualty. And the quicker that you respond to a gunshot and stop the bleeding, the higher likelihood that you will save a life, even if it has to be a child that's trained in this.
If we've gotten to the point where we need third graders to treat traumatic gunshot wounds on other children, we really need to take a step back and look at that.
Dr. Christopher Hansen is a licensed counseling psychologist at ThriveWorks in San Antonio. He says bleeding stations aren't a bad idea, but feels the bill could potentially have a negative impact on kids' mental health.
We have thousands of veterans and first responders, doctors and nurses who do this professionally, are trained to deal with it, and they come up with a lot of problems, PTSD, anxiety, depressive disorders, etc. As a result, why on earth would we do that to our children?
You won't be able to treat someone for PTSD if they're dead. And what we are trying to do is save lives. We cannot live in a state of denial.
In a statement, Representative Gervin Hawkins tells CBS Austin, "I understand there are concerns about students being exposed to this kind of material. No student is required to take this training. If a student or their parents are worried about the material, they can opt out. Secondly, students are already very aware of the prevalence of school shootings. Giving them the tools necessary to stop the preventable death of a classmate is common sense."